Okay, drone video for tract 69 at Timber Shoals Ranch. This is one of the larger tracts. It's 7 acres. The truck is parked on the easement road at the west side, and we're looking easterly onto the property. This is an early spring video, so not very many leaves on the trees here. Well, you'll see in a moment how this is situated, but it's situated really, really nicely. Very close to the water, extremely close to the Corps of Engineer land. In fact, basically right across the road, I believe, from the Corps of Engineer land, and you can walk directly to the lake and actually do some fishing right there. So that's looking northerly. Timber Shoals Ranch is a large private peninsula, so the lake wraps around it. So you're seeing the lake off to the right and off to the left as well. That's all Bull Shoals Lake. And right down there, right in front of us, that's the property. So like I said, about 6 acres. Borders an easement road on the west side and the east side, and as you can see, it's more or less level. It's got a gradual slope. It's the highest on the west side and slopes down very gradually as you move to the east. I've been anxious to see this video because I really wanted to see this one from the air. Has a wonderful mix of timber, and doing the video at this time of the year, you can really see what there is, and the fact is that there is a lot of mature timber. If we were to redo this video in the summertime, it would just be one huge mass of green, and for whatever reason, recently logged properties look very similar to properties with good timber, so you can't always tell anything from a summer video. There's the lake right there. But this property, since you're seeing it with just a few leaves on the trees, it's easy to tell that it does have some good timber. We saw no signs of any recent logging. If there's been any logging for the last few decades, then it's just been for firewood. We didn't see any sign of commercial logging. So super nice tract. We're kind of going northerly over the west side. That's what we're trying to get to. We found like a little driveway that just went in and dead-ended after a couple hundred feet. And there's actually a tiny little pond about 100 feet in, a little wildlife pond that looked like it needed to be cleaned out, but it was actually holding water. I don't know if we picked it up in the drone video, but you'll find that toward the southwest side of the property, that private driveway that shoots in. That could potentially be your driveway for your building site. So many building sites on this property. I mean, it's very unusual to have a property this size that is this level, this usable. So like I said, it's the highest on the west side, and then as you go east, it slopes down very gradually until you get to the easement road on the east side. This is a new project for us, so we have not fully explored this property. Did the drone video. I've been up and down that easement road on the west side quite a few times looking at other tracts. I believe I've been on the easement road on the east side a total of 1 time, and that was before we purchased this, before we got into this Timber Shoals project. So the guys are working on clearing up some of the roadways. They're always going to be, generally for a truck or an SUV. That's just kind of the feel that we're going for out here at Timber Shoals. You've got a couple different access points nearby to the water that we've used to put a pontoon boat and jet skis into the water. One of them is if you're going to head south on the main easement road on the west side, you go all the way down to what we call the Sandy Beach area, and that's one place. There's also a place on the north side, about half a mile to the north. If you look toward the top right of the screen, you can see an open meadow. Actually, let's start here. Look toward the left. There's an open meadow with the road, and at the north side of that meadow, so at the end of that meadow, is what am I trying to think of? Moe Ark Road. That's a paved road that comes down and ends at the northern part of Timber Shoals Ranch, and then it's a gravel easement road that you take to the property. So going up in the air there. So there you can see the gravel road that crosses that meadow. It takes a little jog, and that's where it links in with the paved road, Moe Ark Road. But at that point, if you were to go east across that upper meadow, you get to the Corps of Engineer land, and then State Line Cove, which we can see right there. It's a fairly large cove on Bull Shoals Lake. But that's another place that we put a pontoon boat and jet skis into the water. Looking south, way at the end is the Sandy Beach area. Last time we were down there, the water was up, so really you couldn't see much of the sand, but there were still some good access points and good places to hang out and picnic and have some fun in that Corps of Engineer land. So the Corps of Engineer land is open basically for public use. It gives you additional land for hunting. So similar to having a property in the National Forest where you can set up your camp on your own property or do your building site or whatever, and take trips into the National Forest and use and enjoy that land as well. So a pretty good opportunity. This one, of course, you have the bonus of not only the hunting land, but the access to the lake. So from the property, I mean, you can walk basically directly across the road. Take a look at the maps to see how that's situated. But it either borders the Corps land or it's a couple steps away from the Corps land. And you can walk right to the water. It does get steep on that west side. As you can kind of see if you look on the left side now, we're looking north. So west is toward the left. The property again is on the right side of that easement road. But I mean, access to the lake, you can bring your fishing rod and go grab a few fish and go right back to your property, which is pretty cool. So yeah, like I said, one of the larger tracts, certainly more level area than most properties in the Ozarks. Whoa, oh man, I don't remember doing that. I almost crashed the drone there. But just the Ozarks being what they are, there's a lot of up and down. Pretty unusual to have a property that basically is all flat enough to be usable. So Timber Shoals Ranch has some basic property covenants in place. Feel free to check those out on the listing. We don't think they're too restrictive. They're just designed to keep the area nice. So I've got some setbacks from the roadway and some other stuff as far as minimum foundation size, but everything pretty standard. You can check out InstantAcres.com to see if this tract is still available. You can certainly call us in the office. You can send us an email. Wow, what were we thinking there? You can send us an email at sales@instantacres.com, and we'd be happy to chat with you about this. Here we're looking into the sun, so everything looks pretty dark. I think we were just trying to take a look at some of the, some of that west side of the property. Look how level that is. You can see those dogwoods. They're the white flowers or leaves or whatnot that kind of come out first before the other trees start to leaf out. Oh, there we go. There's the sign. Tract 69. So yeah, super peaceful, super private. I mean, if you're into the lake, if you're into recreation and certainly fishing and hunting, this section of lake is very popular for fishing as well as for tubing and all that good stuff. I mean, it's just excellent for that. So we would love to chat with you about this property or possibly another property if we have another one at Timber Shoals Ranch that you'd like to take a look at. So yeah, just let us know. InstantAcres.com.